Hello, my name is Omar. I am a software consultant by day, and by night, I get busy on YouTube. Multiple channels, multiple years in the game, and I create content in any niche.
What inspired you to pursue content creation in the first place?
I think I've always talked passively, actively, just in any sort of realm, with intention, without intention. I'm a yapper for real, before that was a word that people use kind of derogatorily. But I've always talked, and I've always placed it on different social media platforms. Nothing intentional until I just had an opportunity to do some cool things with some cool guys, which would be the Less Cute a Buck podcast. And from there, it kind of just rolled into, I like this thing. And I think I have more of a desire to do the other things than content creation. I know that sounds weird, but all the things that go into running a business, reaching people, creating communities, having conversations, and then last came the optimizing for, the best content possible on the platforms or whatever the case may be. But I started off just doing something that I've always done, and it kind of rolled into something that was monetizable and enjoyable for like a lot of people around the world.
What's something you learned about yourself along the way, but not as a content creator, about you as a person?
Oh, this is crazy. This actually will be a crazy answer. But I think what I learned along the way is that I am the leader that I thought I was, or was told that I am as a young person. So when I was younger, and my path is not traditional, but when I was younger, I had a lot of success or praise or accomplishments in like different areas in school and sports and stuff like that. I was in like gifted programs, and then I went through, different tragedies in life that kind of, made me question myself, kind of invalidate me and stuff like that. And towards the end of high school, early college years, I was kind of in a rut. But when I got into content creation, I was able to get some validation by my peers, my success, community, the accolades, all these different things. It was led by me in a lot of regards. So it kind of just reaffirmed some of the stuff that I had lost along the way in my like bigger journey, that ultimately, like, I am the leader, I am the voice that I was told that I was when I was younger.
What's your favorite part about being a content creator?
I think it's the conversations that can be started, and then also hearing and seeing people, take in my commentary or my opinions, disagree, agree, formulate their own opinions, and then kind of like you years later say, hey, the things that you said actually did impact. And I don't think, not to be disrespectful to anybody, but those like videos about cooking with the craziest steak possible, and you see the comments that are like, yo, you really helped me get through some stuff. Respectfully, that you were just on in the background. But hearing somebody say, I was on the fence of dropping out of college, and to see that somebody like you was doing all these different things and finally came out on the other side while talking about it this whole time, and while looking just like me and talking about the same things that I like, helped me get through college. I think that's more real than other things. So that's like the biggest drive for me, is to see that there's some sort of impact that's happening.
What was the moment you realized that you could turn content creation into a career, if there was one single?
I'm about to say, I gotta see it. I don't know. I don't think, I, man, that number to me is so outrageous, and the consistency and longevity would have to be so outrageous. I think it'll be one of those things where I'm like in year 15 and I'm like, all right, I'm decently secure. But I will say that, especially as far as my like own independent journey, because I'm definitely not a conventional content creator, my own individual journey has been so many ebbs and flows, so many highs and lows, so many ups and downs. I've seen stuff, specifically monetarily speaking, that I wasn't supposed to see until year whatever or never, right? Like, I think that that's something that gets very much underrated from the ones that go viral or crack the code, or, have this stretch, is that you can reach a peak, but can you maintain said peak to be able to say that this is a career? So I don't know. It's the reason why I went through school. It's the reason why I've maintained a job. It's the reason why I'm still on Indeed and on Handshake. It's the reason why, I'm starting to do some like independent coding projects, is because I just I don't know when I would get to the point where I could say for sure, like, okay, this is security. This is something that I would just full out do, and just say, hey, this is it for me. And it'll be very abundantly clear for me when it happens. Like, people will definitely see it. I'll have a whole studio set like Wendy Williams in my house with a chair and all this other stuff like that. Like, it'll be very, very clear. But until that point, I can't say that it has been a career, it will be a career. This is like a side hustle that just so happens to be very fruitful for me.
Who or what would you say has been your biggest inspiration so far?
Without being too cliche, I guess being better than yesterday is like a big inspiration. How can I just slowly build to be better than yesterday, even if it's by 1%? Some days it'll be by 10%. Some days it'll be worse than the day before, but like just being better than yesterday consistently. And then my family is a big inspiration. I don't think that I look at other content creators, celebrities, or whatever for some sort of inspiration or anything like that. Maybe inspiration as far as like an idea goes, but as far as like, oh, I look up to them to have I don't want to get too caught up into believing that they are inspiring or influencing me, so I can maintain my genuine and authentic opinions. And not that I purposefully or intentionally do that. I just honestly have not found anybody that's like that's gonna sound crazy, worthy enough for me to be like, oh yeah, this person inspires me. Other than like seeing my family members, specifically my little cousins. I'm really, really big into hanging out with my little cousins, spending time with my younger cousins. Going to basketball games, going to their plays, you just whatever they're doing, pouring into them. So my inspiration to be more successful is so that I can free up as much time as possible, so I can pour into them 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times, just as much as I can, to see them grow, succeed, and be happy. That's my biggest inspiration.
Do you have any favorite collaborations or people you've worked with in the past?
So there's this commentary guy, black commentary guy. His name is Cameron, and what he's been able to do this year has been huge. Like, he's had a huge subscriber growth, huge view growth. He really got dedicated to the craft. I like the way that he does his videos, and I was able to collaborate with him. And not necessarily because it was like fire, we got two big names and we're doing X, Y, and Z. Cameron was super professional with the way that he did it. I think the concept came out great for what I have available to me. Now, if I had a higher production budget, or if I had more editing materials, etc., it's a little bit more time, maybe we could do more speed, that's fine. But I sent him the concept, and he came back with the clip that I needed, like maybe a 4-minute clip from him. He came back with a 4-minute clip, same day. Like, he told me, I'm gonna do this on this day. Came back with it the same day, edited the clip. He sent out his written script, like put it in a Google Doc, and then everywhere in which he envisioned that he referenced the video that he was talking about, he put a hyperlink on the word that was supposed to trigger, the reference video. And he sent all of that just wrapped up in one package. And so it was easy to just slide that in, connect those reference points. And it was just really, really, really perfect. I think the concept still came out really fire, but I had never seen somebody so professional like that. I have the ability to be professional, but I also grew up around, and by grew up, I mean like coming up in the content, around people that were fairly unprofessional, respectfully. Like, they're still a very big group, but they were very unprofessional. But so to see that this guy is doing this very, very professionally because he wants to make a name for himself, I was just blown away. And I would work with him. Whatever he would ever need from me ever in the future, I would give it to him times 10 on like the quickest pace possible, because the way he delivered that to me was just fantastic. So Cameron has to be my favorite collab.
Do you have any dream collaborations for the future?
There's a couple of, well, I'll say this. For the podcast, I think that my biggest goal collaboration wise is just to get some like really cool people, genuine people, and just continue to talk with them, so that there's no like real names on that. From the commentary space, I want to collab with everybody. I've got One Cloud 9 on here, 4D Shams, allegedly Stephanie, Amir Odom, Andy King, Anton Daniels. I want to do something with Arlette. I don't know how that's possible. A Tozy. But like I have, and I'm just in the A's. I haven't gotten to the B's. The way that I've shaped my subscription feed, I have commentary from all walks of life. I have commentary that is left-leaning politically, right-leaning politically, center sitting politically. I have people that are black, white, Indian, Mexican, Asian, gay, straight, trans, lesbian, all these different things. And the reason why I have that is so I can keep my nose in all these conversations and make sure that my opinions aren't just coming from this one-track mind. I think that, you know, just having conversations with any and everybody would be like the end goal. But I want to have conversations with all the commentary people and figure out a way to mesh all of our content together, so we can get the perspectives out. Because sometimes you're just talking at a wall, or you're just talking into a crowd. The term is like preaching to a choir, and you don't get any you don't grow like that. You don't grow preaching to a choir. They're gonna validate you at every single step of the way. And I think that collaborating with people that aren't of your collective gives you new challenges and helps you grow in a lot of different ways that I'm excited for.
Do you have any advice for someone who would want to pursue what you're doing?
Multifaceted. First and foremost, for the first couple of years, first couple of goes around the sun, don't take any advice. Don't take any advice and just try everything. And I think that that is applicable to my content creation journey, my dating journey, my collegiate journey, that goes to my working journey, that goes to my workout journey. Like that's very applicable to all these things. Don't take any advice, try. You go to a gym, hop on every single machine. You enroll in college, go to every single meeting that you possibly can, take every opportunity off the flyer that you possibly can. Go to every single event that you possibly can. On the job boards, open up every single job that you possibly can. And content creation, I know you're probably watching it. Replicate every type of video that you like already. Just replicate it. Make it on your own. And after that, assess. See which thing you liked, which thing you didn't like, which thing worked out for you in the algorithm, which thing didn't work out for you, which thing you had, you know, the best time, the worst time at. And then try to optimize after that. Then taking advice. Taking an advice is like the last step. I think that people very much underestimate how much bias can make them shift and sway in their actions. That's why I'm not a fan of watching movie reviews. I'm not a fan of listening to album reviews. Hell, even listening to albums when they first come out, because I know I'm going to be, you know, misguided in my perception on it. But ultimately, the main thing that you can do, the best thing that you can do in life is just try. And once you figure out, you'll optimize. The success will come. And I think that that's in any life. The success will come once you're happy in what you're doing, because you will put 100% effort into what you are doing. 100%. Teachers make money. Content creators make money. Ditch diggers make money. People that pick up trash make money. People that, you know, everybody can make money. And I know that's everybody's like go-to is I want to make money. That's what we was talking about with the Sneeko situation last night even. Is that if you want to make money, the money will come. But I promise you, it'll be more fulfilling, more sustainable, and do more for you in the long run if you're making money doing the thing that you enjoy, as opposed to making money in the thing that just makes the most money. I could have definitely, there's been situations in my life where I could have stayed the path and made money. And when I go back and think of them, and I'm not even thinking from a hindsight perspective, but when I actively go back and think on them, I would have not been happy. I would have not been where I am. I would have been at a crossroads. I would have been lost. And I think that that's 100% fact. Like without a shadow of a doubt, I think it's 100% fact that I would have been unhappy in any other situation other than what's going on right now. But that's because I stayed patient, took advice only when absolutely necessary, but I worked in my best interest and tried everything. I just tried.